So today I have driven down to Lincoln for what will probably not be a fun meeting. And I just arrived and I'm a little bit early, so I'm going to take my enormous knitting bag in so that I can knit for a while until the meeting starts. And I also brought some socks to work on while I'm in there. Hopefully my wrist is not bothering me as much as it was last night, but also I know how much that I am not used to driving when I get into downtown Lincoln and I'm like, okay, which roads are one way and which ones are not, and having to remember how to get places. Because I've been to this church several times, but I have never driven here myself, so. And somebody just swung their horn and I don't know where they are, and so I probably look like a total freak. Also, this church is a little bit different than ours in our little tiny town. And see, there's our penis-shaped capital. No, I can't even keep a straight face.
Video or a picture?
It's a picture. We're really bad podcasters, and we went out and ate sushi without you.
Taking a video. Sorry.
Is this your first rodeo?
Yeah.
And then we played in the yard for like, what, 2 hours? I don't even know what time it is.
Almost, no. 9:30.
Oh, goodness.
It's 9:30.
Her husband just said it's time for me to get the heck out of this house, so I gotta go. Just kidding, and happy day 10 of Christmas? I think, yes. We'll go with 10, because Sunday is 12, so. Anyways, yesterday I was a really bad podcaster, and even though, like, the meeting was totally boring and not fun, and I couldn't record during that anyway, because it's confidential, but after that, I had a nice day. I went to a yarn store with Allison of Lofty Lubes, and then I hung out with her, had some supper, and the whole time I just kind of didn't pull my camera out. And so really, I think that I was having so much fun that I just didn't really think about it, and it was a great day. Anyways, so I was gone all day yesterday. It was bedtime when I got home, so today I have a few things I need to catch up on and that I'm excited about. Some stuff came from Amazon, and I also brought home some yarn yesterday. Yesterday we ran to knit paper scissors together, and I did get a 16-inch Chow circular and a size 7 so that I could do a cowl or a hat. But then someone gave me the idea of doing a cowl first, and I think that I might do that. I found one last night that I'm interested in doing to learn brioche, and then I'll do a hat. I also got some Eucalypt because I've been completely out of wool wash, which has been frustrating since I've been blocking things for Christmas. I also picked this up. It's Malabrigo Anniversario, and I was thinking of doing a hat with that, and I knew that I had stuff at home that I could put with it for a 2-color brioche hat. But then I played at Allison's house for a while and found this gorgeousness that is sparkle and green and blue. It is called Dance of the Druids, and I really loved that. So I might actually do a hat in that. And I do have her Neptune, which I should pull out and see how it goes with this blue, because I knew I had a skein of that at home that I could maybe look at putting with that. And then she also gifted me some leftovers of Desert Vista dye works that she had made socks out of, and there's about 40 ounces here, so I feel like I could either possibly make a pair of shorty socks for myself, or, considering that it is orange stripes, make a pair of socks for like Isaiah or something. Orange is his favorite color, but I've never used Desert Vista, so I was excited to try that out as well. Then my first project of the day is going to be to organize this mess. Now, a couple days ago, Melia Bella on Instagram showed her solution of using the photo boxes to organize her circular needles. And so I actually got this off of Amazon, and the one that she got was from Michael's. It was a few dollars cheaper with a 40% off coupon, but this one is rainbow, and it came to my house, and my closest Michael's is an hour away, and also there's no telling whether they will have something in stock. It doesn't seem like it has a lot of stuff when we go to look there. So I did just order it off of Amazon. And so I'm going to use this rainbow one for mine. Excuse me. Sorry about that. My throat was getting all icky. So the other thing that she used were Velcro wraps. I got these off of Amazon as well. I got the 1/2 inch. Quite honestly, I probably should have gotten a 1/4 if they had that. I don't know if they did. But I did kind of wrap it around my finger last night just to see how it works. All of this stuff arrived as I was walking out the door to go to my meeting. So I didn't get to play with it until I came home and opened it. This wasn't part of what she used, but this sketty string is something that at VKL, one of the classes that Allison took, they suggested this. And it is a hollow tube. Let's see if I can find the end of it. I looked at it last night. There it is. So there is a hollow tube there. And what they said you could do is just stick that on the end of your needle. Like if you're wanting to try on a sweater or a shawl. And it'll stay on the end of your needle, and you can just push your knitting onto these strings and try it on, and it'll basically extend your cords while you're trying it on, instead of having to put stuff on waist yarn. So it's like a huge time saver. And I did get this super value pack also from Amazon, and I mean, you can get it even cheaper, but I really liked all the rainbow colors in this as well. I also had some washi tape that I'm going to use and a little marker so that I can get this all super ready and put all of that mess away. And I'm sure that there's other ones everywhere else. I do have one question. This is in ChowGoo, and obviously I know that the ChowGoo needles don't really kink up, but if a kid, if a kid wads it up in their hand, it does. And I'm wondering if anybody knows of a way to get those out. I didn't know if the whole like boiling water thing works with ChowGoo, but despite kind of trying to bend them back into place, they still kind of have corners on them, as you can see. So if anybody has any recommendations on fixing that, but I'm going to get to busy on this project. Okay, so my first job of the day is complete. I was just going to show you some of these things. The flexi flips do not fit flat. They are a little bit curved from corner to diagonal corner, but I'm okay with that because truthfully everywhere else that I put them, they were like that too, and they kind of are naturally like that after you use them the first time. My kids keep taking the red stoppers off of the tubes and chewing on the tubes and the stoppers, so they're pretty much just floating around the house anyways, so this will be much better for them. And then I was going to show you like the 12-inch and 9-inch ones. I'm not Velcroing them. I'm just kind of putting them in there, and they sit nicely, and they're going to be fine. And then this is my size 1 container, and it appears that I need to cast on some more socks because that is my normal sock one. I do have one little circular that I think is probably a 1 because I know that I use it for socks, but I can't tell what it is, and I don't know where a gauge is right now, so that's my 1. The circular needles I am going to put back in their cases. Also, I have a DPN place that I keep those, so I'm not going to put those in with the circular needles. I am, however, debating whether to put my signatures in there. They come in these little cardboard things, and I've been keeping these cardboard things in the box that they were shipped in. But because the cords are sized, I'm wondering about if it would just make more sense to take them out of the cardboard and put them with the size that they go with, rather than having these extra cardboard things, which are, they make me feel fancy when I pull them out, but for the sake of minimalism and simplicity, I feel like it would be better just to put them in there, so that's what I'm going to do. I made my decision. So I have completed this project. I did put the US size and the millimeter size on them. And when they didn't agree, I went with the millimeter size because I think it's confusing when you have ones that are 2.25s and 2.5s and there is a difference. So I went by the millimeters when they didn't agree. And they just have like these little shelves. You can see kind of the divider in there, and so they go in there super nicely. So technically I could put this on my shelf and leave it open, or I can just close it up and it has a little carrying case. But that will go right up on my bookshelf and be a lovely, organized way of keeping this mess under control until I get projects back on all of those needles. I did go ahead, I put the extra Velcro wraps, sorry the light is shining straight down on this, in these two, and then I put all that sketty string in here as well, because I don't really have any circulars above the 12-inch 9s that I have, so there's not really more things that I have in there, but I have washi tape on there, and that comes off very easily, so I can easily switch it out or change sizes if I need to, or label it with something else. But I'll call that a success. All right, this yarn arrived today. It is Drops Air, and it came from England, from the wool warehouse. It is for my Huga sweater. It's in this pretty organza bag. I wanted to show it to you before the light all goes away. I did not pay for fast shipping. Julia and Allison got theirs on New Year's Eve. It came during the day. And I can't open it. So mine came a few days later because I didn't pay for the faster shipping. This is an Aran weight. It is made of baby alpaca and merino wool. Alpaca, polyamide, and wool. But I got navy. And I would say that it's a little bit more blue than it looks on their website. I think that this is going to be a beautiful addition to my wardrobe and have a nice pretty yarn. It is extremely soft and lightweight, very fluffy. It is a blown yarn. But anyways, so I just thought I would share that with you, and this does not count against me as coming in because it was ordered before the end of the year, and I need to update my numbers because I did order this, one other skein of yarn, and then I found a few more skeins that were already like here in my stash, and so I need to update that so that I can add a few numbers to it from my purchases of yesterday. Other thing that I wanted to tell you about is I did find a cowl. It is After the Rain, and I don't remember who it's by, and it's on my phone and not printed out yet because Mike hasn't printed it for me. So I will have to tell you that later. But I've been working on this. We took a quick trip into Fremont for some grocery stuff and light bulbs. And I cast it on while we were in the van, and I've been working on it ever since. And I'm sorry, this is really hard to show. Let me turn the camera. So this is my first brioche project, and I am so in love. Even potato chips are not as much fun as this. I meant to go and work on my closet and getting it cleaned out for my capsule-ish wardrobe, but I have not been able to stop on this, and I'm loving it. I am using Heritage for this like natural white color. It's the same yarn that was used in my Kirsten sweater, or the Windswept by Melissa Kimmerer, And this neon is part of the Color Riot pack by Hue Loco. Neon lights. So it is 5 colors because I have the hot pink already. And the pattern actually calls for 120 grams of the contrast. And I have probably a little over 100 because I think these mini skeins are actually a tiny bit more than the 20 that they're supposed to be, because I had weighed them to use them for something else. And so I decided to add this extra like 1 color brioche at the beginning. And I was afraid of trying that because I thought it was going to be harder, but it was super easy. It's super fun. I love the rhythm of it. It is kind of like as an adult when you get on a swing. It's therapeutic and you just get into the rhythm and everything seems awesome. So I'm absolutely loving brioche, and I'm going to keep going on this until I get the motivation to go work on my closet. Alright, so I finally pulled myself away, like forced myself to stop with the brioche. Oh my gosh, you guys, I love it so much. I don't know what took me so long. Fear, I guess. Anyway, so I'm going to work on my closet really quick. I am not doing an actual like super capsule wardrobe in the sense of Project 33. If you haven't heard about that, you can find it on Instagram. There's a hashtag for it, and the lady who kind of started that is Be More With Less on Instagram. I am not going to count my items, but I am taking everything that does not fit, is not season appropriate, is not life season appropriate out of my closet, and also just cleaning it up because it's an absolute trash hole right now. I have shorts up there, which they're out of the way, but I still think that the decision fatigue would be less if I got rid of those. Those jeans in this pile right here, I know for a fact are not even fitting me right now, so those are going to get packed up. I have a couple of pairs of jeans that go right here that fit right now, and I'm going to see if I can find bigger sizes downstairs. One of my things that I have on my focuses is to kind of work on exercising and doing some more healthy things. Hopefully that will like help my weight fluctuate back down. I decided not to do anything super drastic, especially at the beginning of the year, because I have other priorities before like super making weight. So I'm going to turn the camera around really quick and show you the rest of that. I actually don't know if I'm going to leave this video in here because it makes me feel like a total scrub. But most of these clothes that are shoved down in here are things that do actually need to be cleaned out of my closet. They either don't fit or are out of season or are just things that I want to pass on. And my shoes are a complete mess. There's stuff from Christmas in here. I don't know why the water bottle is. I would blame that on a baby. But it just... I really need to kind of organize and get better in here. I know for a fact, like this, for instance, is a nursing top. It's like stretchy, so you can just pull it down. Things like that, just they don't need to be in here, and it will help me with decision fatigue, and it will just make for an easier morning and a less cluttered life, and that's what I'm after. Can you say hi?
Hi.
So I have been absolutely obsessively knitting on this cowl. It is like an uncontrollable urge. I did go ahead and... Isaac, you're kicking my arm. I did go ahead and get the things out of my closet that didn't fit, were out of season, but I did not do drawers or mess with my knitwear or anything. But supper was ready, so... that was a good stopping point anyway. But other than that, I've done nothing but work on this thing. And I am so obsessed with it. Why is it so hard to hold up? So, here is... I'm gonna have to turn the camera around. Okay, so I have gotten, I added that white. I went all the way through the pink and saved enough. I saved about 5 grams for my scrap blanket, and I'm into the orange, which truthfully looks more yellow now that it's skeined up and also on the shawl. It's kind of a bright orange, or bright, maybe a yellow orange. So I've been working on this, and into the second color I did kind of do some math, and it is coming, I had like, it was coming out taller than it would work out for the pattern to be the length, and so I decided that I could save some for my scrap blanket out of the colors, because I would love to have a little neon spot in my scrap blanket. But this is what I've been doing. I am amazed at the brioche, that I could do it, that I'm enjoying it as much as I am. Oh my gosh, I'm like super obsessed. I can't even think of anything else that I've knit. And for those of you who haven't done it, the inside is just the opposite. So these white stitches are what are standing up, and the pink is the background. This is just gonna be like a crazy cowl. It is enormous around. I did have it on 24 because that's what my signatures were, and I didn't want to continue that way, so I moved Chow Goo 32 inch because it is in it has as many it has more stitches actually than my fingering weight splitter. So that is why it is why I'm not further than I am, but truthfully I feel like that's a good 2 inches, and I literally learned how to brioche it today. I didn't know when I started for sure how to do it, so I am loving it. So obsessed. I kind of want to do some other stuff tomorrow, but this cowl is seriously keeping my attention. Why are you making that face? Oh, are you asleep? Can you say good night?
Good night.
Good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.